Happy 2/22/22 portal. Tuesday. On a Tuesday. So exciting. So happy to have you guys here. Say hello when you're jumping on. For those of you who don't know me, I know we've had a lot of new people join the group lately. My name is Laura Mazzata. I'm an Akashic therapist and Reiki master. And I am here to assist specifically spiritual entrepreneurs, but really anybody who wants to ditch their doubt, ditch their chronic patterns, get rid of that shit, and step into their power. I'm so here for it. I call myself the confidence queen. Why? Because that was one of my goals in my life too. And I have learned beautifully how to expand for myself and my loved ones and my clients. Hi, Chrissy. I have to text you back. Beautiful. Don't worry. I got your text. Yesterday was literally like emotions 101 in my home. There were so many feelings yesterday. So now the kids are in school. They were off yesterday. And you know what? It's the 2/22 portal, and I'm so feeling this energy. Hi, Laura. How are you, honey? So I'll text you later, Chrissy. Hi, Anita. Good morning. I'm just giving you guys a couple minutes to jump on, and then we're going to get started. I'm so excited, not only about what we have going on for today, but just because this energy is just yummy, and sharing it together and helping each other expand and just amplify the energy that's available to us from the cosmos is just so exciting. When I did my Sacred Mystery course last week, I think that was last week. I can't freaking remember. I think so. When I did it last week, I had been practicing the sequence, like the energetic sequence, for a couple months and really integrating it before I brought it forward. But then doing it with everybody else, oh my gosh, I got even more out of it. Like, it felt even better. So thank you for being here and committing to this time and space for yourself and for the collective so that we can all kind of raise the vibe together. How's everybody feeling today? Give me an idea of how you're doing as we wait for a couple more people to jump on. I feel like $1,000,000. Today is really a good manifestation day. It's a day where we're really able to, it puts a spotlight, which we're going to talk about shortly. It puts a spotlight on some of those areas that we really need to expand and maybe move through from a deeper level, right? So we get that spotlight on us for that, but we also have a spotlight on our manifestation, because when we clear out those things that are kind of muddying the waters a little bit and I guess distorting our vision, the clarity in our vision, we have so much open up, right? And then we have so much more opportunity to be able to call in what we desire. So I'm excited to do that together today. You're enthusiastic. Good. Love that, Anita. Feeling pretty good. Yay. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Diana. I miss you so much. It's a great day. Laura, I know. I am so well. And that gorgeous picture that you posted of Noelle, oh my gosh, I saw it on Instagram and Facebook. It's just, you know what? It actually makes me a little sad because our children are growing up so quickly. Feeling great. Feeling excited for whatever's coming my way. Yay! Feeling good. Just popping in, out running around. Okay. Where's the puppy, Sherry? Is she with you? Okay. So let me just start chatting a little bit about this 2/22/22 portal. There's a lot of different perspectives out there as to what this means. And to be perfectly honest with you, none of them resonated with me. So I just tuned into the Akashic records and brought it through myself. Hence, finding harmony within intimate relationships, because the number 2 is really all about duality and cooperation and harmony and balance, okay? Like bringing our duality. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I just did a masterclass a couple months ago on both and, like being able to hold both, right? Like I'm a real proponent of being able to say, I know that there's extremes that we experience as humans, but we're able to kind of really unfold that into our wholeness and our appreciation of ourselves and bring it into balance and not reject it and dismiss it because we don't understand it or it creates some tension. Okay. So this is the kind of energy that the 2 brings forward. It'll put a spotlight on those areas of duality that we're like, ooh, that doesn't really resonate with where I'm going. And then we identify, okay, like what do I want to create? And today we're going to be doing that through the context of our intimate relationships, because when we talk about balance, when we talk about harmony, that's Libra energy, right? And Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about intimacy and connection, right? It's all about finding intimacy, not only with other people, but with ourselves as well. Libra is also ruled by the seventh house, which is all about balance and harmony. And so we're going to be bringing forward that that energy today. We're going to be activating it within our physical bodies. We're going to be moving through a visualization and some energy practices that really assist us with calling this energy forward and really utilizing it. Because when we use the cosmic energy, when it's fully present with us, it's so much easier for us to do our healing work. And it's so much easier for us to call in what we desire, because we already have this like almost strong magnetic field that's holding us and kind of propelling it forward. So it's great timing for us to jump in and do this together today. And okay, the puppy's home. I'm going to send the puppy love. Chrissy, duality, cooperation, and balance. Love that. Yeah, that's exactly what this is about. And so what's cool, and this is what I told my Sacred Mystery folks too in that course, is that, you know, this work that we're doing today is not going to be cognitive in nature. This is going to be energetic, right? We're going to be doing this work in the subconscious mind, in our energy field, within the literal atoms and molecules that are roaming around within our field, including within our physical bodies and our emotions. And so when we do all of this work in the background, our ego is not in there saying, no, that's not true. Because sometimes when we do belief work or affirmation work, our minds get in the way, right? And we need to be really repetitive about it. And that's what I love about this kind of work, is that we get to go really, really deep. We get to go super deeply to those building blocks that make us who we are, and we shift them, right? We shift their patterns, we shift their associations, and we're being intentional about where we want to direct them and point them forward, okay? So angel number 2 is definitely all about trust, right? And so we're going to be enhancing our trust, enhancing our surrender today by really allowing ourselves to just receive from the universe, and what is coming forward is what's meant to come forward. And we're going to trust that today, that during this practice, you may find visions or images or relationships that come forward into your vision that you're like, why is that coming forward, right? Don't allow your ego to question that too much. We don't want you to get into a space of analysis, okay? What we really want to do is be able to just trust that whatever comes forward, whoever's face presents to you in this exercise, that you're going to know there's wisdom to be extracted within that relationship or that connection or the space between you that you may not consciously understand, but I promise you it's going to unfold, and you are going to really integrate this very, very deeply today. So I'm very excited to do this with you. Harmony is one of my guiding life feelings. Yay. Oh, I love that. And I'm a Libra, so welcome to my life. I'm all about harmony and balance. How many of you have Libra in your chart? Let me know. So, you know, I just talked to you about this angel number 2, right? But we have that duplicated how many times? 5 times. No, 6, because it's 2/22, 2022. 7 times? No, I just didn't use my thumb. 6 times. So we're like greatly extrapolating this 2 energy, right? It's super magnified today. I love Libras. See, that's why we're besties, Anita. Alrighty. So the other thing that's just important to note before we get into this is that Libra energy is also ruled by it governs the kidneys. And the kidneys are very often stated as our energetic powerhouses in our bodies, right? It's a place where we do find a lot of harmony and balance within managing our physiological energy. They're filters for us, right? And so we're going to be activating the kidneys today as well, okay? So let me see if we have any other Libras. Okay, cool. So let's jump in, my friends. Today, we're going to be first activating the physical body so that we can get that energy really extracted from the kidneys, but floating around and free-flowing so that it's accessible within our field so we can do something with it, okay? A lot of sediment, can't think of the word, just escaped me. But really energy that no longer serves us, debris, that's the word I was looking for. Debris, scattered energy, energy that no longer serves us can settle into our kidneys. Also our liver, but today's energy is definitely focused on the kidneys. And when we talk about opening up the chi energy, it's very often, and it's considered to be housed within the kidneys. Okay, so that's where we awaken it. So we're going to awaken it and allow it to move for our physical. And then it's great because we're using our body as a tool to awaken something within us so that now we have something to work with. Okay, so stand up if you're not standing already. If you need to do this sitting down, you can do it sitting down. It's not going to kill you. What I want you to do is you're going to put your hands into fists. Now, you're not going to punch your kidneys, okay, friends? But, I mean, if you want to, you can, but, you know, I wouldn't really recommend it. You're going to use this, like, part of your knuckles, okay? You can either use this part or this part, but you're going to use your knuckles to activate your kidneys, okay? And they're going to be, like, really right up here, okay? Kind of mid to lower back, closer to lower back. You can even feel them a little bit sometimes, okay? And you're just going to use those knuckles, whichever ones feel most comfortable, to just warm up the area, okay? So we're just going to stand here, have your feet hip distance apart. If you need to sway, sway. I always sway. And you're just going to warm up those kidneys, okay? Allow your body to sway or move wherever it desires, and let's breathe. Nice deep breath in here. And release. Nice deep breath into your kidneys. Really expand that area in your back. Allow yourself to hold it after your inhale. And release. We're going to do that one more time. I really want you to hold your breath as long as you can so that life force energy is really surrounding and bathing those kidneys in love. Breathe in. Okay, now you can keep doing this, but you're going to spin a little bit. You're going to turn your body so that you're kind of massaging them. You're kind of working them out of any stagnancy that they've been sitting in. You can even, I'm digging in a little bit more now. I'm not doing as much rubbing as I am kind of like massaging with my knuckles, digging in a little deeper. You don't have to do that. It's up to you. Continue to spin a little bit if you can. Ooh, I'm getting a nice massage here. This feels fabulous, actually. Okay, now I want you to go down to the floor like you're in a forward bend. And just allow yourself to stretch those kidneys out. Be really conscious of them in your back as you're doing this stretch. You can move your body kind of however you need to stretch out that area. And you can even move to the side a little bit. And then come back up and just stand still for a moment just to settle that energy a little. And now we're going to bounce. This bouncing, by the way, is something I recommend you do every single day. It's so good. Sorry, I'm just straightening my pants. That's not what you're supposed to do. It's really, really good to just break up any stagnant energy and get things moving. I'm just bouncing on my toes. It just kind of distributes what we just broke up within the kidneys, okay? So allow yourself to do that. Keep breathing. Okay, now we're going to do some wider taps of the kidney, just like a little tap. This arm is going to come around and tap, okay? Don't forget to breathe. This opens, activates, energizes, and releases all at the same time. You can have your arms as high as you'd like or as low as you'd like, whatever's to your comfort level. And again, if you're sitting down and you just need to rub your kidneys instead of doing this, feel free. Couple more of these and then we're going to sit down. All right, come back to center. Shake it out, stretch your neck. And I'm just going to intuitively just stretch here a little bit because I'm feeling drawn to. You don't have to, but you can kind of do whatever your body is drawing you to do right now. This is not required, but this is kind of like intuitive movement, right? You just allow your body to guide you with whatever it needs to do as we've broken up this energy. And then you can sit down whenever you're ready. Alrighty. How's everybody feeling? Allow yourself to settle into the space in which you're sitting now because we really want to feel into being held while we jump into this visualization experience that we're going to do today. And I'm going to guide you guys into the Akashic records. And then after we enter the records, I'm just going to take you right into the visualization. Okay, cool. Yeah, clear the clutter. Get it out. Good. Yeah, I love these. I love working with physical practices, whether it's Qigong or Tai Chi or yoga. So good for us to move it with the physical body. Okay. So put your feet on the floor. Allow yourself to be really firmly held in the space in which you're sitting. Like allow yourself to feel really solid, really supported so that your muscles don't have to work so hard. You can release your shoulders back and down. Release your jaw a little bit. Allow your tongue to hang in the base of your mouth. Allow your neck to release. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. And allow a nice sigh on your release. That signals to the subconscious mind that we're letting go. Straighten your spine by tucking your tailbone and tucking your chin. Take another nice deep breath in all the way to the top of the breath. Now breathe in a little bit more. And release. Another deep breath into your heart space and holding. And then a nice slow exhale, trickling down your chakra system, all the way down through the crust of Mother Earth, into the root system, picking up all of the unique medicine that we need in this moment and carrying it down into the crystalline caves where this energy gets activated and amplified. We pull all of this amplified medicine up on our in-breath to integrate within our cells, our systems of the body, and each of our chakras. We send our breath down one more time into the sacred waters of Mother Earth, where there's a warm, translucent, sparkling pond of water, washing away anything that no longer serves us, and carrying it down into the core center of Mother Earth, where we feel this warmth, this unconditional love, support, solidarity. We allow it to form into a warm steam so that it can rise up to coat our physical body in warmth, as if we're being covered in a warm blanket. Allow this to sink through your skin, settling into your heart space, providing a nice cushion of loving, grounded energy as we send our life force up beyond the top of our heads, past the space in which we're sitting, beyond the earth, past the moon, the stars, the galaxy, entering into a space in the Akash. And as we enter into this space, we can feel how magnetic we are. We feel a sense of freedom from our physical bodies, of connection and inspiration with all of the loved ones and light beings and angels and guides that are here to greet us. We welcome them with open arms. We take a deep breath in here to bring this high vibration energy back down into our heart space, mixing with that warm Mother Earth energy to find a nice harmony. And we use our breath to distribute this harmonized energy through the tips of our toes and the tips of our fingers and the top of our heads. And it's from this space that we will sound the 5 sacred ohms to open up our Akashic records. You're welcome to just receive this, or you can repeat after me, whatever is more comfortable for you. With this ohm, I relax my body. With this ohm, I relax my mind. Om. With this Om, I release my ego and all judgment in this space. Om. With this Om, I call on the light, all healing and knowledge. Om. With this Om, I open up the Akashic records of, and you can fill in your name here, Laura Nat Mazada. Om. The records are now open. Just keep your eyes closed and your breath moving, allowing yourself to adjust to this high frequency space. We're going to call in any guides, loved ones, angels, or ascended masters to assemble around us and to bring forward the intelligence, the comfort, and the connection that we all desire as part of this experience. We allow ourselves for a moment here to really just identify which guides are coming forward. And if we don't know them specifically by name or by looks, that's okay. You can also just feel a presence around you. But this intimacy within intimate relationships is mostly enhanced by our connection with spirit and our connection with ourselves. So I want you to identify how these guides, how this energy fuels you, expands your capacity to hold intimacy. And just feel into it. You might get a physical sensation or an emotion or a thought. Don't dismiss anything that comes forward. And if you have to jot it down, feel free. Continue to breathe. Just sitting with yourself in this moment. And as you remain here, your attention goes to your third eye, that space between your eyes, just above the bridge of your nose on the inside of your forehead. Feeling a little bit of tension as you really maintain your focus on this location. You can relieve that tension by keeping your eyes closed, but turning your eyes upwards as if you are looking up to see what's above you. And you can release the tension from your eyes now as this huge planet comes into view just above the top of your head. You gaze at this planet with wonder and with awe, a little surprised that this giant form has presented in your field. And you're able to identify this planet as Venus, with a mix of orange and yellow. Very, very slowly spinning just above your crown. I just want you to witness the enormity of its energy for a moment. Appreciate being in its presence. I want you to allow yourself to feel special, that this planet is presenting for your transformation. It's assisting you. And as you watch this planet spin, you can see the images of all the people that you've loved so deeply. They may not come all at once. It may be a face at a time as the planet spins. Allow yourself to smile as you feel into the connections with all of these people that you've loved. Allow yourself to appreciate memories that may come forward with them. How these memories or the relationship itself made you feel. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you do so, you can see the planet slowing as it's spinning. And although Venus never pauses, it's going to pause for you in this moment. And as it pauses, there's a face right in front of you, located right there in the planet of Venus. That's your closest relationship, or the one that is meant to activate you the most at this point in time. Just take a moment to connect with this person, with whatever's coming up in your field when they appear in front of you. And just allow yourselves to gaze into each other's eyes, just appreciating being in each other's presence. And as the image of this person remains in the surface of Venus, their higher self steps out right next to you, right in front of you. You can hold each other's hands. You can celebrate your connection. You can hug. Allow some sort of physical contact from your energetic self to their higher self. And we're going to ask the higher self of this person, what is it that you're most open to receiving from me? And then I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you're most open to receiving from them? And focusing on the space that exists between you, the energy that exists between you. What is this energy meant for? How is this energy that's shared between you constantly creating new manifestations, new levels of you, new levels of them? the creation of something that is of service to not just each other, but to the collective, to the people who connect with you in your life. This energy that exists between you provides a foundation. It's a foundation for some of the biggest things that you're about to do in your life. Allow yourself to rest in that. Allow it to hold you. And allow yourself to feel excited about what's to come. And I want you to ask the higher self of this person, how do I activate you? And activation can be seemingly positive or negative. None of it is actually positive or negative. It's all neutral. It's all creation energy. But how do you activate this person? Even if you rile them up, you're getting them going. And then ask their higher self, how do you activate me? And what are you meant to activate within me? And I want you to really look at this person with deep gratitude and deep appreciation, regardless of the nature of the relationship. Because they are your activator. They are your mirror. They are your opportunity to step into a higher version of yourself, to challenge you, to view them only through the lens of love. To choose love in each interaction. Take a nice deep breath here. I want you to intentionally send love to this person now. Allowing it to completely surround their higher self. Sinking into their heart space. Lifting their higher self back into Venus to merge with the face that remains on the surface. And then opening your arms to receive that all this love that you've just sent is being reflected back to you. It feels warm. It's glowing in orange and yellow light. And you're allowing it to fully absorb into your aura first, your physical body, your chakra system, your heart space. And what's cool about love is that it extends all the way up, that energetic cord that ties you to your higher self, beyond your crown. Allow yourself to really settle back into your physical body as you continue to see Venus. As you just reset here. You squint your eyes really tightly as you can. And then release. Do that one more time. Close your eyes very tightly. And then release to just a soft, like having your eyes closed softly. And you gaze up one more time at Venus. And you can see the picture of yourself gazing back at you. Seeing an image of you in this beautiful facade, this orange and yellow facade of Venus. This beautiful planet who is here to serve you today. Allow your palms to be facing the sky, resting gently in your lap. Just take a few moments here to breathe and gaze into your own eyes as they look back at you. Asking yourself, what is it that I am most open to receiving from me? How can I embrace and internalize my beauty just a little deeper today? Where do I activate myself? And then turn your hands toward this vision of you in Venus and send yourself love. Allow it to fully surround you. Sinking into your aura, your physical body, your chakras, in your heart space. Take a nice deep breath in, allowing a very slow exhale. And allow all of this love to pour down from Venus through your crown, filling you from your feet all the way up to the top of your head as if you're filling a pitcher. Stretch your neck, wiggle your fingers, shrug your shoulders. Let's internalize this into our physical bodies. You can move in whatever way your body needs to move. You can stretch. You can keep your eyes closed if you desire. Just really bringing this back into the body, fully integrating it. Placing your hand in your heart space. Take a nice deep breath in. And then placing your hands in prayer pose, right at your heart space. Your elbows out, really pushing your hands together, merging and harmonizing this masculine and feminine energy, and offering deep gratitude and appreciation to Venus, to your loved ones, to yourself, and to this space available to us. Really feeling this gratitude through your entire body. Taking one more breath to release and integrate this energy. And then you can release the mudra and open your eyes. Take a moment to settle in with your energy. Have a drink of water, jot down anything that's coming forward if that serves you. I'm going to stay in the records here for a few minutes, just in case you guys have any questions or desire feedback or want to share what's coming forward in this safe and sacred space. And then we'll close up the records in a few minutes. So anything you'd like to share or any questions or anything you'd like to bring forward, feel free to put those in the comments. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Marcy. Thanks for joining us. Good, Laura. I love that so much. And what's beautiful, this is going to stay in the group, so you guys can access it anytime you need that tingly feeling. Anytime you want to enhance that harmony with yourself, with your intimate relationships. That's good. See, you're sensitive to energy, Laura. You're feeling it tangibly. When we can feel it tangibly, you know that you're even more attuned, which is beautiful. It took me some time to feel it physically when I first started doing this work. So give yourself some patience and some space to allow it to continue to attune. Was anybody surprised with whose face was looking back at them? Thanks, Stephanie. Sending you love. Because I did this last night, and it was like the most random face looking back at me. Somebody that I never would have expected. It was actually like one of the children of one of my friends. And I was like, that's weird. You know, like my ego immediately jumped in. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't have to make sense, right? I just went with it because I'm like, I know that there's something within this exchange and the space between us that I don't even fully understand, right? There's energetic cords there that I might not have knowledge about. And so I just trust and I allow the lessons to come forward. I'm cold and have a headache. When we first opened the records, I was hot and got nauseous. Well, you also have a lot of energy trapped within intimate relationships, Laura, that needs to be released as well. So for me, that feels really, I mean, I like this because what it shows is that you definitely were able to access some of those cords and release and shift some of that energy. So lots of water, lots of rest, taking good care of yourself, nourishing foods. Laura, I had two faces appear to me back and forth. Is that normal? So my favorite part of this question is that normal? Because there's nothing normal about this work. If you hadn't figured that one out already, you can't do it wrong. You can't do it wrong. And so when you have two faces appear back and forth, it could be that it's that triangle of people, right? There's something that exists in that space between, and you, all three of you are meant to co-create together. Or it could be that you are meant to kind of have this split foundation right now, right? Like kind of going to one person for one thing, one person for another, which is, you know, good when we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket, right? But Yeah, don't question it. Just allow yourself to sink into that triangle of co-creation, which is even cooler, to be honest, because the triangle is a really powerful spiritual symbol. I mean, think about the pyramids, right? It's always been in the Holy Trinity. It's always been a very powerful spiritual symbol, and one that allows that the energy to really pull into that vortex. So that could be a really beautiful message for you to bring forward even more manifestations, even greater manifestations as you co-create with more than one person. So I love that. And, the faces of these people don't have to be faces that are currently in human form. They could have passed, right? They could even be guides. So you can do this over and over again. You can even set intentions about, I really desire to call in a spirit guide or a past loved one, and be a little bit more intentional with the process. I like it, especially in a portal like this. I like the Akash to guide, because then I'm not letting my ego interfere at all. Like, whoever is meant to come forward for my deepest lesson in that moment is who is meant to come forward, even if it might not be something I understand or something I desire. So it's that surrender and that allowing. The face surprised me. It was a photo taken by a photographer whose work I've always admired. Then it made all the sense in the world, appreciating my value as an artist, loving my own ability to create art. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, Anita. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, see, I love that. I love that reflection. And were you guys really able to feel the love? Were you able to really feel it? Because that's the key here. There's things that we see, there's things we try to understand from a conscious perspective, but then there's also just, what were you feeling? And sometimes when we ask those questions about being activated or what we're open to receiving, it can be really helpful to identify, how much resistance did I have around receiving? How much resistance did I have around being open, right? Because that's also areas for you. In the midst of that visualization, you can get up and move your body if you feel guided to do that, and start to move it through. You can journal, but it's information when that resistance comes forward, and it's like, okay, how deeply was I able to sink into the gratitude? And then do it again. And what's cool is that as you do it more and more, you'll sink deeper and deeper into your ability to really vibrate with it and feel it and attune to it. So yummy. Okay, let's close up the Akashic Records. Put your feet on the floor, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in. Again, you guys can just receive this, or you can repeat after me. Offering gratitude and appreciation for all the love, guidance, and support we received in this space today. Acknowledging the frequency of oneness, knowing that as we shift, shifts extend beyond us. And it's with this final Om that we will close the Akashic Records. Om. The records are now closed. You can open your eyes when you're ready. How you guys doing? So when we're doing energetic work, the expectation is not that, now you guys are going to be skipping through the fields in all of your intimate relationships and there's never going to be any problems, right? This is an attunement process. An attunement process is something that we need to learn how to sustain, right? To really hold on to the vibration that we're stepping into, okay? So that requires a devotion to ourselves. So this devotion can be you setting an intention. I'm going to do this every day for the next 3 days while we're still in this portal energy, right? Or I'm going to do this every day until the new moon comes. When is the new moon coming? I think it's in March, the beginning of March, like the first week in March, March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, something like that. You feel good, but your head hurts. Yeah. Lots of water. I'm feeling lots of water to wash that through for you. For sure. And also third eye work too, Laura, can be anytime we focus on the third eye. This happens to me a lot. Like, I actually don't do a lot of third eye activations because then I'll have a headache all the time. They almost always give me a headache. because your human is expanding, right? It's like adjusting to it. And so that's really cool because it means that your third eye is expanding, your intuition is expanding, which is great because you're receptive to this work, but it's not always comfortable. So just take care of your human as you adjust, okay? But yeah, I mean, sustaining this is key. I know for me, I really need to. I like doing this with other people. I like being in a connective container with other light workers. I like doing this with other people because it magnifies the feeling and it really holds me accountable to really sustain this and keep this going. And what's beautiful, this energy is all about that harmony, right? The balance, the harmony, the intimacy, intuitive expansion. And this starts with us, with finding that foundation and harmonizing that within ourselves. But we also can't neglect that we need to do that with our intimate relationships because that's a basic human need. One of the most basic human needs is belonging from Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? It's like just second to food, shelter, water, and rest, right? And how many of you are getting enough rest, by the way? I'll throw that out there while we're talking about it. Okay? So belonging's huge. It's necessary for our survival. There's been many, many studies, particularly with rhesus monkeys, that show that they would literally give them everything in the world that they needed, but if they didn't have that belonging, they couldn't survive. So it's really part of our vitality, right? Which is one of the main pillars to the approach that I teach myself and my clients and even my loved ones. Vitality is a huge one for me. It's critical. But so is reverence, right? Like being really reverent with ourselves and with God and with the universe. And putting those together so that we can sustain them. And this is the method. It's called the Thrive method that I use with my clients. And I'm inviting all of you into the Sacred Integration Mastermind to be able to experience this consistently, to fully attune to this. This is particularly a space for spiritual entrepreneurs, light workers who want vitality and sustainability and safety and reverence as the true foundation of their business. Because your relationship with your business is also an intimate relationship. It's a very intimate relationship if you're an entrepreneur, right? And we want to make sure that that space between, you can even do this practice again with your the face of your business in Venus. How cool is that? Right? Be able to create that intimacy with your business because you're providing a foundation for service to the collective. It's very sacred. It's very, very sacred. So you can read more about the mastermind. This is one of the most beautiful things that I've created. Anybody who signs up before February 28th gets Sacred Mystery for free, the course I ran last week. And I can honestly say, I told everyone, that is the best course I've ever run in my life. Sacred Mystery is the best course I've ever run. It was so powerful. It was so yummy. And it's a practice I truly believe in. Like, I really believe in it. If you do those practices consistently, you will be good. Like, you are good to go with being able to hold that safety and empowerment at the same time. And that's really what I desired for myself, right? Was that safety and that empowerment. And that's what people need. This world is in such dire need of people to help, of people to shine their light, of people to welcome them into a space of safety, which is why I'm also trauma certifying the people who are part of this mastermind. Because you need to know not only how to hold this for yourself, but for other people so that you don't burn out, so that your vitality is sustained, so that your vibe keeps rising, right? As you continue to do this work. And trust me, being a therapist for 20 years, I know all about vicarious trauma and being able to like really taking on other people's trauma, right? And not in a conscious way. Like I thought I was fine, right? But energetically, I was absorbing it because I didn't understand. I knew I was an empath, but I didn't understand my unique energetic blueprint, like my unique energy, how it works, how I'm meant to work with it. And that's what I needed to really get comfortable with and really integrate into my physical and into how I was operating and how I was doing my work, right? And the integration was something I didn't have a lot of patience for because I was so excited and I was like, oh, I want to do all the things and this is so fun. and really taking that space and time to integrate is different for every single person. And that's why I wanted to introduce a space for people to be able to step into that based on how they uniquely tick, right? Like this holistic mental health project that I'm doing was not my idea. This was entirely God's idea. And it was my experience that it was the first experience I really had where my human was like, no, I don't want to do this. And then, but I stayed open at the same time to receiving, this is God's vision. Like I am doing this in service of God entirely. And it's the first time I fully took on God's vision for me rather than just my vision or like my vision combined with God's. This is like entirely God's vision that I am executing. And the difference is palpable and it's a vibrational difference, but it feels so much calmer and so much more empowering and so much easier because God's driving the ship, right? And this is what I want to teach other people how to do. So that not only you can, it's going to choke me up because for me, it's so important with my own health journey and the number of people that I love and care about who have struggled with mental health that I've seen hit their heads against a wall with traditional approaches that it's just not working, right? And I want to be able to help other people create a space for more people so that we have more and more people coming into safe containers to be able to move through this stuff and dive deeply so that it lasts forever and it's not just this Band-Aid approach, right? It's just so important to me to bring forward this vitality at the same time. All this info is in the expansion portal. You mean about the Sacred Integration Mastermind? The Sacred Integration Mastermind is in the link that I just posted a couple minutes ago that we dropped in the comments here. So you can click on that. You can read all about it. It's going to tell you exactly like if this is for you, if it's not, right? You're going to be able to really know and get a feel for just spend some time with the page, just like we spent some time with this for ourselves today, like really feeling into it. Allow yourself to feel into it. Don't make it a conscious decision because that's when all the fears come in. Oh, well, I don't have time or I don't have money or I don't have space or I don't have blah, 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 blah. It's just a matter of like one of the pillars that I have in my Thrive method is sincerity. Like how serious are you about your vitality? How serious are you about your being of service to yourself and your loved ones, or even larger than that, clients, etc.? How serious are you about sustainability, meaning not just checking things off your list and getting Band-Aid fixes with, little classes here and there, but saying, no, I'm ready to commit to something that's longer term so that I don't have to do this shit for the rest of my life, right? Like I want to keep moving forward. I'm serious about that. I'm serious about raising my vibration. It is a top priority, right? And that sincerity is a big piece of it. God's driving the ship. I feel that. I want to surrender. Exactly. So, honestly, this is a very, very sacred space, and it's one that I'm really honored to invite you into. And it feels like advocacy to me. Like this mastermind feels like advocacy because I'm like advocating for all those people out there who are suffering, who really, really need that safe space. And I can't even tell you the number of people who have come to me, not just clients, like clients coming to me traumatized or really unsteady and unsafe because their trauma has been opened up by somebody who isn't trauma informed. It's very dangerous. And it's not their fault. It's not the coach's fault or the therapist's fault or the loved one's fault or whoever's opening this up, right? They just haven't been educated about it. And we need more opportunities to provide that education, because I've also had therapists and coaches coming to me. They come to me because I'm a therapist and they're just like, holy shit, like I thought I could hold this, but I'm a hot mess. Like I'm absorbing shit and I don't want to absorb shit. Like I really want those boundaries in place so that I can respect and hold my vibe so I can relay that and reflect that to others, but, support people to do the same. So I can teach them to do the same and really stand in a place of calm, rooted confidence. Hence the confidence queen. Anyway, So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being part of this. I'm very, very happy to keep this in the group so that you can return to it as many times as you'd like for different relationships with different intentions, with a different energy to just keep raising your vibration. I do really encourage you to expose yourself to this over and over again so that you can continue to attune your frequency, okay? And then as you go along, drop your comments in the comments of the video and just kind of keep me posted as to how it's progressing, because it's so exciting to see how the vibration just continues to rise and your awareness continues to expand. It's super fun. So you're so welcome. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for devoting this time to yourself and really in service. You showing up here today is in service, because as you raise your vibration, that just reflects to other people. And I super look forward to welcoming you into the Sacred Integration Mastermind. It will absolutely change your life. You will be so grateful to be part of this high vibe group of people. And it's a gift to yourself. It's a very loving gift to yourself. So reach out if you need to chat about it. If you have questions or your human has fears and you need some settling and some coaching and some love around it, I'm happy to provide you with that as well. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Mwah. Love you so much. Have a good day. Bye.